Obviously a frustrating end to the game. What were your thoughts on the game overall?
Overall, Jim, I thought we were the better team. Particularly in the first half, I felt the last 15-20 minutes of the first half we were pushing Ross County back, and we couldn't really get out of their own half. And we had plenty of possession. We've hit the crossbar. We've had a goal chalked off for offside, which, watching it back on the laptop, looks as if Big John is in line, and that goal should have stood. It makes a big difference. If you're going in at half time a goal up, then it puts a completely different complexion on the game. As it stood, we didn't get that decision, and it was important. I said to the players, we can't feel sorry for ourselves. We've got to go out and take the game to them again. And to concede the first goal in the manner that we did, was really disappointing. I felt we don't do enough to stop the cross coming in initially. Billy Mackay makes a good run across the front post, but Ross Stewart has got too much time at the back, and he's able to take it down in his chest and volley it into the roof of the net. So we find ourselves chasing the game again, unfortunately. I never questioned the players' character. They always, I always felt they could come back into the game, and obviously we get our own bit of luck there with Tony's strike. Their goalkeeper should save it, but I keep saying to the players, if you hit the target, you just never know what can happen. And we get our rewards, really, I think, for the overall performance, to get that equaliser, and then so late on to lose the second one again. A poor goal. We don't stop the cross again, and Marcus Fraser is free on the 6-yard line to tap it in. So we've got to cut out the mistakes. We've got to cut out the cheap goals. I feel as if in the last couple of games, particularly against Livingston and today against Ross County, we've conceded 4 really avoidable goals. The Rangers goal, you take your hat off to Barisic because it's a fantastic free kick. The Hibs goal early on in the season, first game, I can accept goals like that because I felt that was a good, team goal from Hibs' point of view. But the 4 goals we conceded in the last 2 games are so avoidable, and something that we have to eradicate. It's no point me coming on here every week talking about we played okay and certain players played well. It's not about that. At the end of the day, we're not stupid. It's all about results, and unfortunately we've gave 3 points to County today and 3 points to Livy 2 weeks ago.
How important is it to get a reaction from the players next week when we host Hamilton?
Look, I know I'll get a reaction from the players. Like I said, if we were losing games because we weren't good enough or we weren't competing, then that would be a concern. That's not the reason why we're losing games at the moment. We're just, we're gifting avoidable goals. It's as simple as that. We're not carrying a great deal of luck either, I have to say. Particularly today, you're hoping that John Obika goal stands, and it gives us a bit of momentum because we were well on top at that time in the game. But look, it is what it is. We can't feel too sorry for ourselves. It's still early in the season, but we need to cut out the cheap goals and be a bit more clinical at the other end as well. When we score goals, we generally have to work hard for them. We don't get gifted goals the way that we are giving teams goals at the moment.
Big Gaz had to come off in the second half. How is he?
He took a bang in the first half, and toward the end of the first half, and felt a little bit lightheaded. And he's had to come off. Unfortunately, it kind of disrupts the back 4. But look, we've got fantastic experience in Kirk Broadfoot, who's going on there. So there's no concern there when Gaz had to come off. That's why we brought Kirk to the club, because we know he's trustworthy and he's got great experience. And he done fine when he went on. I can't say he was at fault for any of the goals. So there's no issue there with Kirk going on for Gaz. But it's not really a change that you want to be making. I don't like disrupting the back 4 if we don't need to. But unfortunately, on this occasion, we've had to make that change, which then limits me from making the attacking kind of substitutes that I like to make late on in the game, particularly when we're going for that winner. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that. Kyle McGuinness played 2 really difficult games for Scotland last week, and in an ideal world, we wouldn't have had Kyle play 90 minutes today. But unfortunately, such was the case with Gaz going off, then that Kyle had to stay on the park. So it is what it is. The overall result is what matters. Ross County won't really care about how it came about. At the end of the day, scoreline shows 2-1 to them, and they've got 3 points in the bag. We've got to do better. We've got to defend better, and we've got to be a bit more creative in the final third.
Jim, thanks for your time.